How do I choose the best guardian for my children? This one really hits home for me because my wife and I, we have 7 children. And we want to make sure that if something happened to us, that we selected the best guardian for them. We want to make sure that we select a guardian who would essentially be parenting the same way we would. You want to make sure that that someone has a similar parenting philosophy and style on how they would be disciplining your children, that it's aligned with what you believe. Their religion and spirituality decisions that they would make, you want those to be in as closely in line possible with your decisions and values. It's really important to think about parenting philosophies, discipline, educational choices, extracurricular activities, that those are decisions that you really trust a parental guardian to make in light of what you know you would want. And to the extent that you actually let them know ahead of time what you would want. It really goes a long way to help your guardian honor you and raise your children just how you would. We're talking about long-term guardianship. Who would actually raise your children? That's a separate question from short-term guardianship, which is what would happen in the situation of an emergency. Let's go back to the long-term piece. What I'd like to caution you about considering is assuming that the long-term guardian, if they have a lot of financial resources or they're wealthy, just rely on the fact that they've got enough money to raise your children as a good reason to choose them. I never suggest that finances in and itself is the best reason to choose a guardian, because ideally you will be leaving finances and support for your children to raise them and get them through high school and ultimately college and beyond, versus having someone else foot that money and be the one supporting your children financially. It is a totally separate decision in terms of what is the best way to handle finances for children and pay for their raising, versus who really can raise them as closely aligned with what you would want in terms of how they're raised. That is the best way to choose a guardian.